Welcome to the third and final day of this 2018 Antalya Judo Grand-Prix here in the beautiful resort of Antalya. Blue seas and wonderful mountains are the backdrop for this prestigious event, and this last day here in Antalya sees the heavyweight categories battling out for gold. Now, we are here looking forward to some great judo action in this final session, and my co-commentator Sheldon Franco-Rooks will introduce our first medal matches, and they're all medal matches just about to happen.
A very good afternoon, Neil. Thank you very much, and a good afternoon to everyone at home. The first of the contests we're going to see is a bronze medal contest in the under 90 kilo category. It features Lee Kochman of Israel. He's up against Turel Safguliev of Azerbaijan. It'll be Kochman in the white judogi, Safguliev in blue, and the referee in the middle for this one is Roland Beuger of Austria.
Well, this will start off our third day of competition, these final medal matches. Every one of these matches now is for a medal, and well, the crowd not quite as big as we had yesterday, but obviously big Turkish support. Here they come out. The Kochman of Israel will be wearing white. Safguliev of Azerbaijan is in blue. Seen some good judo over the last 3 days, some really nice ippon judo, and ippon is the name of the game, to score ippon, throwing them on their back, arm lock or strangle for submission, hold down for 20 seconds, but we'll cover that in more detail as we carry on.
Just a single loss for each of these fighters has put them in this bronze medal contest, but there's still a chance to come away with something. Win it here, he's feeling a lot better.
Yeah, it's never easy to come back for a third place fight off. And of course, sometimes, well, Kochman, for example, he lost in the quarter-final stage, had to come down, fight Brown, Colton Brown of the USA in a final repechage match. And of course, the losing semi-finalist automatically comes down and fights for third place. So Kochman just came down. In fact, it was Safguliev who just came down from the semi-final loss.
Yeah, Kochman lost out to another Azeri. It was Mamadli Mediev who beat him, so maybe it's not his day to go against the Azeris, but we'll see. There's still plenty of time in the clock. We just had the first minute. There's no score as yet. And Kochman has got a problem with a finger, I think.
Well, normally what happens is if it's something that's dislocated, then they have to put it back themselves. The referee not allowed to actually touch it. We're not doctors after all. Right against left here, and both of them going for a big throw, and that's what we want to see. There are penalties that can be incurred, 3 penalties, which would be indicated, a little yellow box on your screen just by the underneath the numbers there ticking away, and 3 of those disqualification. We don't want to see that though. We want to see big scores. We want to see a throw or something on the ground. That's going to be a false attack. That was an attack without grips, which will be punished by 1 Shidos. There you can see it there, just that little yellow flag up there.
And a little nod of the head from Safguliev as he recognised that. I think he's gone down on his side there, Kochman.
Safguliev there just manages to throw his opponent. Top half has to hit side for a score, and the referee there just asking the video referees, and we have 2 judges that are working with the referee there, and there's also a top table that can assess as well if they have to.
Didn't take them long to confirm that result. A score on the board for Safguliev. He leads with a little over 2 minutes left to go.
4-minute contests, men and women. Used to be 5 for the men, 4 for the ladies, but they decided to make it 4 for both. And if there is no score on the board, it will go into a golden score situation. So we have had contests go up over the 10-minute mark. As long as they're attacking, and as long as it's explosive, and as long as it's positive, the referee will not give penalties, and the contest is allowed to carry on. You can't always throw them, and you can't always hold them or arm lock or strangle them.
And the referee who was in control of that record holding contest is in the middle.
Oh, is that right?
Roland Poiger.
There we go.
He was the referee.
And what was the exact? I'm just
semi-final at the Cadet World Championships.
World Juniors, wasn't it?
Cadet.
Yes.
Cadet
was
World
it?
Championships
Yes.
semi-final. Yeah.
One minute 30 left. And Safguliev now, he knows that he's got a score on the board. A little bit too long just to start defending and blocking out. And of course the danger is, he's already got one penalty up there. Danger is if he starts defending too early, that he could get another penalty, which will put him then in danger of being disqualified. But he seems to be attacking, that's good. Big hip throw there from Safguliev. 24 judoka started at the beginning of the day. 5 contests to win the gold medal. Now Kochman is going to have to do something major. Now, did he get it? I don't think he did. I think he turned onto his front there, Safguliev. He's starting to show throw caution to the wind now, Kochman. Safguliev, he lost to Majov, the world champion, the current world champion, who has been injured actually, shoulder and elbow, shoulder and ribs. I was just talking to him just before we came on air, and he said that now he feels a lot more confident and a lot stronger, and the world champion is going to be seen in the final.
It will be terrific for his confidence if, having just been knocked in the previous tournament, he can bounce right back, be on top, get that feeling of I'm a winner again. The red back patch means so much, and he can walk away with a medal. Or Safguliev is going to walk away with a medal here. That single score was enough for him to squeeze past Lee Kochman of Israel. He takes the first bronze medal of this final block on day 3.
Yeah, just to explain a little bit about the back patch, what the red and the gold mean.
Yeah, if you look at both the fighters out here, they've got blue lettering on a white background. Well, what we have is white lettering on a red background for the world champion, and we have gold lettering on a white background for the, white lettering on a gold background for Olympic champions. So
the different back patches will indicate level of opponent that you have coming out.
And it's current.
Current,
yeah,
absolutely.
so
current world champions, current Olympic champions.
You can't hang on to it for longer than a year. Well, you can hang on to it, but you won't be able to wear it for the world champions. And then the Olympic champions get to wear it for a little bit longer. They have it for the whole cycle. That was the score. Just about came out with a score there, look.
Yeah, well, it was instigated, wasn't it, by Kochman. Kochman went in for the Kosoto there, but it was taken against him, well countered by the Azeri, and he just manages to take him onto his side there. It's all about the one that initiates. Well, sometimes, of course, we have counter-attacks as well. That was a good counter-attack there. Safguliev there just manages to catch the inside of Kochman's leg and drive him onto his side.
Coming up next, it will be the second of the bronze medal contests in the under 90 kilo category. Rafael Macedo of Brazil faces Mamadali Mediev of Azerbaijan. It will be Macedo in the white judogi, Mediev in blue.
So Macedo has been on good form all day, hasn't he? He's been doing some nice judo, and we've been talking about the Brazilians. This is a young Brazilian team that are on tour at the moment. They did Georgia last week, and now they're here in Antalya before they go home, and it's been a really good performance, overall performance, men and women, from this very good Brazilian team. But got his work cut out, Macedo, here.
The referee in the middle for this one is Artur Fando of Belarus.
Talked quite a lot yesterday about world ranking points. They pick up world ranking points at these events, but world ranking will mean a lot more after the Continental Championships, which are next week, because then 2 years prior to the Olympics, the absolute qualification begins in each weight category.
We'll kick that off in Hohhot.
Yeah,
China.
I mean, they've got to try and get as many points as they can get now, because after the Continentals next week, they split the points, and then they begin in preparation then for the Olympics, and they try and qualify in the top 18. Top 18 in every weight category. Well, he has nice technique, Macedo. Looks all the time for the pretty techniques, but Medvedev a little bit different, because he has a style which is typical of the Azeris, really very one-sided, very awkward, so he'll make it awkward for Macedo to find the way in for his very nice shoulder throw. He has a really very nice shoulder throw which disappears between the legs of his opponents, but he'll find it difficult here. And look at that, Medvedev there just latches on for that Kosoto. Big technique on the outside of the leg.
Macedo's picked up a single Shido.
That's it, it's all over. That was Ippon, that was. Macedo just gets taken back. There was a great change of direction by Medvedev, and Medvedev did an Ouchigari, and he took him cleanly onto his back. It was with force, with impetus, it had direction, it was well controlled, all the ingredients that make up the Ippon, and Medvedev wins the second bronze medal.
And I like the hook. It was like almost like a fish. You just couldn't get off it. Once he'd bitten on there, it was hooked in. There was no getting off from Macedo. You look at the way that Medvedev manages to take that leg, wrap it around his opponent, and then there's no getting away from it from Macedo.
Well, I said he was going to be awkward for him, but he was kind of setting it up all the time. This man here wanted the purity of the technique, and well, look at that. Ouchi, like you said, hooking the inside of the leg there, great change of direction, and he takes him flat on his back. Well, Macedo got medal, didn't he, last week in Georgia?
He won it.
Yeah, well, he was the winner last week. This week, though, 5th place. He'll be a little bit disappointed he didn't pick up 2 medals back to back. But that really was a nice driving Ouchigari there from Medvedev.
Well, we could have a real treat in store now as we come to the final of the under 90 kilo category. Komranchor Ustopirian of Tajikistan faces Nemanja Majdov of Serbia. It'll be Ustopirian in the white judogi, Majdov in blue, and the referee in the middle for this one will be Sławomir Koinacki of Poland.
Well, this is going to be a good match. Ustopirian has been superb all day. Majdov of Serbia. He is the current world champion. He was who I was talking about here, and he is growing in confidence in his comeback competitions. He didn't do so well last week, but this week feels a lot better, and he has been injured since the World Championships, out for 7 months. I didn't realise it was for so long, but he was. This man here, though, is a big thrower, Stapiri, and I've got a feeling that this is going to end one way or another. I don't think it's going to go time. Just a prediction.
Well, he hasn't gone to time in the 3 contests that he's had today. He's ended them all by Ippon so far.
Are we talking Stapirian?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, he, every time I looked up, somebody was flying over. So we'll see here.
Maidov has had to work for it, and find different ways to get through. But you mentioned the injury, and it always takes a while, to get back on good form. And a quality player will find a way each time. Maidov today has had to do that.
Yeah, we were saying that he grinds the results out, doesn't he? And he did that at the World Championships. He was a surprise world champion, we have to say that. And we did say earlier that's going to be a penalty for Maidov. He just drifted out of the area there. He's not allowed to do that. Got to stay within the area. You've got to be aware that you have to stay within that yellow area.
It was almost as though he decided to take that
rather than a throw.
Yeah, given the roughing up that he may have got if he'd stayed in.
Well, he can feel the power of Stapirian, because Stapirian is so explosive.
He might want to have that gripping battle for the first couple of minutes, just to wear the arms down a little bit. Yeah, exactly. Calm things down, get it under control, and then see where we go from there. But
I think that's what my tactics would be. Ducked underneath there, Stapirian, so that's a penalty for him. Certain infringements you can get these penalties for. You can't do certain things. You can't duck under certain grips. You can't hold on the same side without on the same side of the jacket without attacking immediately. There are traditional grips and unorthodox grips. So quite complicated with the gripping, but it plays such a big part in our judo.
Just a little note, both fighters have nodded to the referee when the referee's awarded a penalty, as if to say, yeah, I'm going to take that because I know I've done something wrong now.
Yeah, well, they all know it. They know the rules. The rules are the rules, and the referees are going to implement them. Drops Sianagi this time, Stapirian. And that's what I will say about Stapirian, is that his game is very strong at the beginning, and because of the power aspect, that's probably Maidov. It's his best chance of grinding him down and just wearing him out.
Yeah, slow him down a little bit so you don't get constant pressure, and then force him towards coming up with some bigger techniques when he hasn't got the as much power as he does in the first 15-20 seconds, half a minute, first minute. Okay. So this is now the second part of the contest here. The first part was the feeling out, where they both picked up a penalty. Into the second part, they both a little bit tentative, and the referee has said, hey, you're here to fight, let's see it. And they picked up a second penalty apiece. So
we've probably got people looking at that saying, well, if 3 penalties mean disqualification and neither one of them attacks now, there is the possibility of a double disqualification, which I have to say happened a few weeks ago, and to the shock and horror of some people, but neither one wanted to attack. This is a little bit different. I'm hoping that they just give them a little bit of time just to settle in there, and they are trying to attack. Difference between a false attack and somebody who blocks you and stops you rotating. See, that could be classed as a false attack as well, couldn't it?
Yeah, it's on the border, because he knows that he needs to attack. He throws something in, but you can see how quickly he's looking to make sure that Stapirian isn't all over him on the ground. So he gets very defensive very quickly.
Quite an even match this. You're never going to have big scores, but saying that, and here he is, Maidov just backing Stapirian out. Is he backing him out, or is he pushing? This is going to be over now, and well, I always say that if you want to take the chance on the edge, this is a 50-50, isn't it, whether Stapirian gets it or whether Maidov gets it, and it's a third penalty that will lose the match for somebody. And it's Maidov took the chance there, and I'm sorry, but you take the chance on the edge of the area. Better to drag them into the middle and take your chances there. He was flirting with the edge, and the rule is that if you push somebody out, you get the penalty. You get caught on the edge and step out, then you know that you're near the edge of the area, so you get the penalty. So if you're going to back somebody up to try and make it look as if they've stepped out, there's a 50-50 chance it's going to go against you.
I think Neil's point is really good, because we've had for a long time the penalty going to the person who steps out. Very rarely did we enforce a penalty on a push out. So what you've had is so many people, as Neil said, flirting with the edge. They're not really doing anything. He just pushes the shoulder here, just drops his shoulder to give Ustapirin a little nudge. He's not looking to throw him here. He just fancies seeing whether or not he can draw a penalty. Unfortunately, he's the one who gets penalised, and he loses a gold medal on the back of it.
Well, yeah, exactly. You play negatively and it will go against you.
Coming up next, the first of the bronze medal contest in the under 78 kilo category. Natalie Powell of Great Britain faces Alexandra Gemeletinova of Russia. Powell in the white judogi, Gemeletinova in blue. The referee in the middle for this one is Friedrich Anna Maria of Hungary.
Well, she had a bad start to the day, Natalie Powell. She came out and got thrown by Kuka. Both of them left-handed fighters, and Kuka caught her with her own technique actually and took her over. Kuka representing Kosovo, but formerly of Switzerland, now moved over to Kosovo, representing Kosovo now, and she has had an absolute blistering day, going right the way through to the final. We'll see her a little bit later, but Powell of Great Britain here fighting against Gemeletinova of Russia.
I can't remember who it was that I saw the Russian up against earlier on, maybe just in her first round contest. Oh, it was the Italian Rosetta that she defeated, yeah. Looked okay in that one. And then she defeated Yarden Meyerson of Israel as well. So.
Well, you know, we were talking earlier about the fact that we hadn't seen a lot of these Russians. This is the Russian under-23 team that are out here representing. And the senior team are all preparing for the European Championships, which happen next week. But my goodness, they've been making, you know, these are junior world and European champions coming out here performing just so well.
Well, the Russians have been looking for someone at this weight and the weight above, actually, you know, the super heavyweight for quite some time. Gemeletinova slightly undersized for me this weight. Natalie Powell's not the biggest in the weight, but she's already, you know, looking that much bigger than her opponent here. So
Natalie Powell had a really big uranagi to take her through to this medal match, and that was against Refova of Kazakhstan. She waited her moment, and then the hips went underneath and over the top she went. So this is going to be a score as well for Natalie Powell. Wazari scored, big Surigoshi there off the belt, and Gemeletinova goes over the top. Kind of slow, wasn't it? Took its time, but it was driving off the legs, wasn't it? And
Good
in the
finish.
end gets the score, yeah. Well, I know that there'll be quite a few in Wales here by the television watching this match. Great support for Natalie Powell.
just has to defend here on the ground. But Gemeletinova not really opening up there, so the referee decided to call mate. They're back up on their feet. There's 2 minutes left to go. We're halfway, and still Powell with that Wazari lead.
Two Wazaris will finish it. That will make an ippon. Of course, an ippon will finish it. So if Natalie Powell just throws her on her side, that will be enough to finish the contest. It will be all over. Got to be just a little bit careful there, I think, with the Sakeshi, because sometimes what happens if you stay in, turn your back to your opponent, stay in there just that little bit too long, they manage to tip your balance and they'll put you onto your back, and it's one of the highest scoring counter-attacks in judo at the moment. Well, the Russian hasn't done anything, has she? I haven't seen her attack, actually. Not a major one. It's been all Natalie Powell so far, coming up to and approaching the last minute.
Yeah, I think possibly as a youngster out for the first time, she might be struggling. She almost went over there.
Yeah, just needed just that little bit, didn't she, of pull on the sleeve, and that would have been all over. Penalty up there. Martinova, she knows that she's got to go forward and take the initiative, take a few chances maybe.
About 40 odd seconds away from another medal. She's got quite a collection going.
Well, I know that you're going to look it up
I
just
am
to
now,
see.
just to make sure, but it is quite
just
a collection.
to tell us exactly how many Grand Prix Grand Slam medals Natalie Powell has. She is world ranked number 3 at the moment. Kate Howie, the British team coach, in the chair, former world and Olympic medalist, former world champion and Olympic silver medalist.
15 Grand Prix medals, 8 bronze, 5 silver and 2 gold. She's about to add another to that tally. That was actually clever from Gimaldinova. She was out of the area and found a way to throw in an attack.
Yeah, she did well with it, and you know, that's what you want. You want them thinking in a positive manner that way. So a good win for Natalie Powell, another medal for her, and probably be a little bit annoyed that she's not in the final there, and you can see it by her face. Not altogether happy with that, but she must be happy with the fact that she kind of rescued a bad start.
Single slip by Natalie Powell. A save in the bronze medal contest gives her another medal, number 16 for Natalie Powell. And Dennis van der Geest, the stadium announcer, almost in harmony, in unison there, was announcing the same thing. He must be on the ball, the big man.
We'll have another look at the score. It was kind of slow motion, wasn't it? There on the edge, started in, even though it drives out, doesn't matter. She drives with the legs there. Look at the arm over the back, pulls on that belt. Surigoshi takes her opponent onto her side, and she couldn't do anything about it. Tsuyotoshi with the legs, Tsuyotoshi movement, but a big Surigoshi movement with their hands. Enough to get the score against the Russian, and she gets yet another medal in the World Series, and that won't do her any harm either, will it, as far as the
upcoming continental championships come. Exactly. When it comes to seeding, that'll push her up.
Got the European Championships just around the corner, and there are some here in preparation, using this as preparation.
Coming up next, the second of the bronze medal contests in the under 78 kilo category. Yardin Meyerson of Israel faces Nukiana Nikiforova of Russia. It's Meyerson in the white judogi, Nikiforova in blue, and the referee in the middle for this one is Nedim Beyat of Turkey.
Yeah, two Russians fighting for a medal here in this minus 78s.
And they're both new.
Yeah, both new, which just goes to show that they've got a really good under 23 program. Talking to Ezio Gamba about it just before we came on air, and he said that it's a good program, some good fighters here, and I don't think any of them are going to the European Seniors next week.
No, the previous fighter wasn't on the list, and this one, Nikiforova, she's the number 4. So I think it'd be Anastasia Dmitrieva or Antonia Shmileva that they send, one of those two.
Israel have had a really good tournament as well. Every one of the ladies and most have been contesting in the different categories, and every one of them coming out believing that they can get medals. And we were commenting about it, just saying that the drive and the determination from them. Shani Henshu, who's the team manager of the women's team, said they all believe it. Saying that, and she's in all sorts of problems here. Meyerson just gets taken down by Nikiforova for a Wazari.
That was a good Osaikomi position for Nikiforova. When she makes the turn, she shouldn't lose it from there.
No.
Sorry.
Soto Makikomi takes her over, and then directly into the hold down.
Well, she can still feel reasonably comfortable with that lead, and she also feels confident of being able to throw her again, but I'd have liked to have seen, a finish there and then on the ground. She picks up a penalty for that gripping infringement.
Yeah, she's just blocking out. That's why she's already, there's only 1 minute 20 seconds gone, but she's already kind of blocking out, trying to defend. Can't do that. Saying that, that's going to be all over. It's going to be Wazeti upon there. Nikiforova has done it. Two Wazaris, Wazeti upon, and it's all finished. Very determined face there, the Israeli, but this Soto Makikomi was the first score. Scored a Wazari there, took her onto her side, almost held her down as well. Meyerson was the one that initiated the first technique, but it was the Russian that turned it against her. Sodi Surakomigoshi off the sleeve, takes Meyerson off the other shoulder, also onto the side, and two Wazaris making it on. It's all over.
Coming up next, the final of the under 78 kilo category. Loriana Kuka of Kosovo faces Anastasia Turchin of Ukraine. It'll be Kuka in the white judogi, Turchin in blue, and the referee in the middle for this one is Jean-Jacques Ruska of France.
Well, Loriana Kuka hasn't got a world ranking there, so this really is the start for her representing Kosovo, and so it means she starts from nothing. And we did have, didn't we, a situation where that happened for a former Mongolian fighter fighting for Kazakhstan. She managed within 12 months to get enough points to qualify, and this is going to push, well, world ranking points up for Kuka no matter what happens. Here she is against Turchin of the Ukraine, who is world ranked did it say 11 or 17? 11 there, yes, 11. Formerly represented Switzerland, Kuka. She's looked very confident, I've got to say, all through the day, Kuka. Always on the attack.
She doesn't at all give the impression that she's new to any of this, and yet this is her first IJF Grand Prix.
You're right, she doesn't. You know, she's stepped up, feels and looks confident. Turchin there, trying to grab the arm and tried the Makikomi, driving with the legs, but couldn't manage to turn her.
I mean, it could be a bridge too far for Kuka. At the same time, Turchin is not the kind of fighter who's been known to keep a clean sheet all the time. She does, you know, go over from time to time. So someone who's got the kind of throwing skills that Kuka has could threaten her. Just a suspicion there that she was blocking with the left hand.
I think the stance and certainly keeping good defensive posture is going to play a big part here, and that's what I like about Kuka, because she has really upright position here. She wants to attack that front leg, and I think that's what's going to decide the score in the end.
Got perfect frame for this weight category, Loriana Kuka. Ideal height, size.
Yeah, but she waits for the opportunity as well. It's left against left here. She's the one that's, for me, trying to grip up. She gets penalised for it there. So she'll have to learn off that. I mean, once she gets the grip, use it, because she is dominating the grip. It's left to left. She wants that front leg. She keeps attacking the front leg. Tried it there. And now goes for the other one, and it's what we talked about with attacking the opposite flank there, and she upset Turchin.
Managed to get the right leg hooked in. Turchin looks comfortable, but
well, she's trying for Sangaku, triangular strangle with the legs here. Now, can she wrap her up? She'll try and climb over here. Look at the legs and the feet where they come. Turchin does look to me as if she's got it well under control.
Minute 30 odd. Single Shido picked up by Kuka. Finely balanced at the moment.
I think yet again, extreme left to left. That front leg there is always the danger. I mean, it can work against you. It almost did there, didn't it?
I think she threw Natalie Powell with left Osodogari, didn't she? Powerfully. Might want to be looking at that again.
Yeah, they were both looking for exactly the same technique there. I think that's where I'd have her going off to that opposite flank. And I think the difference here, Turchin just willing to grab an arm and flop to the floor, but Kuka wants to stand up, wants to throw from a standing position. Into the last minute, first 4 minutes. If there is no score on the board, that penalty won't count. It'll only count towards the penalties if they're accumulated, if more are accumulated in the final golden score. But if there's no score on the board, it will go into golden score.
Nice turn there. Just got herself into a dangerous position for throwing Turchin over that left hip, but she collapsed. Footwork was nice though.
you can see how awkward that is. I agree with you, though. She needs to go on the outside of that. Oh, she's taken it. Oh, geez. She went on the inside this time, and she got it on the bell.
Right on the bell.
Absolutely on the bell. Great change of direction there by Kuka, and she wins her first Grand Prix gold medal. And
she first attempt?
No, her first attempt, absolutely. She's looked really good. And the posturing, I loved the posturing. I've got to say, stand-up judo, and that's what won it in the end there. Turchin, you know, the Makakomi didn't work, and in the end it was a nice change of direction by Kuka. And Gloriana Kuka wins her first gold medal for Kosovo.
Everything by Ippon.
Yeah, pretty impressive, and she's been impressive all through the day, and I've got to say that she was trying to throw all through the day as well. So this is what started it here.
It was Wazari, beg your pardon.
Well, she tried to go around the back. Yeah, it's just a Wazari, but she tried to go around the back, and, well, Kuka changes the direction. So she tries for the Tanio Toshi there. Nice change of direction there. Look at the hands, though. It's the hands that directed it and the hands that finished it, and that made all the difference. And they say that whatever score you get, you've got to have control with the kumakata, with the hands, and she drove her down there onto her back to get the score. It didn't quite warrant the full Ippon, but it was enough. That was an excellent performance from Gloriana Kuka.
What a way to mark your arrival with a gold medal. Could top the medal table, you know, Kosovo.
Well, another gold, yeah. Third gold. I think they are top, aren't they now? Absolutely.
We come now to the awarding ceremony for the men in the under 90 kilo category. The medals are being presented by the IJF refereeing director, Mr. Bernd Achilles. And the first of the bronze medals goes to Mamadi Mediev of Azerbaijan. His teammate also picks up a bronze medal, Turel Savguliev. The silver medal goes to Nemanja Majdov of Serbia. He's having a chat with Mr. Achilles. The gold medal goes to Komranshok Ustapirion of Tajikistan.
I think Mr. Achilles is probably saying a little bit of tactical play there just backfired on you, because play with the rules like that, and well, 50-50. Ustapirion taking advantage and coming out with the gold, but good to see there that two Azeris on the rostrum.
He's been on the receiving end of a few of those himself, Ustapirion, when he's run, you know, run the risk.
Good message to everybody, I think.
Don't do it.
Yeah, don't do it.
Yes, Neil, don't do it. You want to avoid it, don't get involved.
Don't do it. Yeah.
Now the national anthem of Tajikistan. Mediev and Safguliev were the bronze medalists. Maidov took the silver. Ostapirion tops the podium with gold. We come now to the first of the bronze medals in the under 100 kilo category. Lagvasuren Otganbatar of Mongolia faces Niaz Ilyasov of Russia. Well, we were going to have Lagvasuren in white, he's out there, but unfortunately Ilyasov picked up an injury, so he's had to withdraw. Lagvasuren is perfectly happy, I'm sure, to come out and take the bow and to take that particular bronze medal. I think it was a rib injury that Ilyasov suffered, is that right?
It is, and they have to do this, of course. They have to come out and they have to bow and go through the presentation of the contest.
Right, so we can come swiftly to the second of the bronze medal contest. Benjamin Fletcher of Great Britain faces Senex Miklos of Hungary. It'll be Fletcher of Ireland, the white judogi, Senex of Hungary in blue, and the referee in the middle for this one is Roberto Correa of Chile. Number 1 seed versus number 2.
Yes, and you know the thing is about the consistency, and Fletcher certainly having the run of his life. He's going to come out wearing white. Senex, of course, is one of the most consistent in the category as well. This man here, Ben Fletcher, really having a good run on the world tour at the moment. Always up there and around about in the medals. This should be a really good match actually, because both of them all out for attack, all out for scores. Straight away in for Makikomi there, Senex. Fletcher, that lost in the quarterfinal stage, had to come back against Sayadov of Tajikistan to qualify for this bronze medal match. Senex lost in the semi-final, so he came down automatically fighting for third place. So one penalty up there to the Hungarian, because he needs to just get on the pace a little bit. Ben Fletcher, the one taking the fight to him. I had a conversation with one of the coaches. He was telling me that we just need a little bit more time with the gripping strategies, because sometimes penalties given just a little bit too quick, because it is harder than you think to grip hold when you know the gripping skills are such that it really is hard to take a grip and then attack immediately. You know, you need time sometimes to build, a little bit like the groundwork situation. You need time to build the technique. Well, that really is a mistake. Well, that's referee. He didn't know where he was going to give the penalty.
Well, he managed to cancel the penalty that he'd given to Senex and share it out a little bit, didn't he?
Yes, yeah, you could say that, couldn't you? One Shido apiece on the board. 3 of those, and it's Zokomaki. And now Fletcher going for the arm lock. Needs to really wrap into the arm. Now head away. Can he get the pressure on? Can he get the leverage? Not quite. really up there with them, Ben Fletcher, now world rank 10 in the world, which is the highest he's ever been, and now we're in a situation where they're outside. It's got to be able to build, and this referee seems to be standing him up just a little bit too early.
Fletcher picked up a second penalty there with a minute 20 odd left to go. That one was for passivity.
That one was definitely a good technique there. Nice Senex, and he almost fell into the strangle. Senex had the jacket around his neck there. A little bit of panic from Fletcher there. Exchanges like that on the ground take a lot of energy. They really do. And sometimes when you get up, it's difficult to get the forearms going. The lactic acid goes into the forearms. First thing to go in judo. That was it was a lovely technique, wasn't it? A really good technique from Fletcher. Not giving up here. Something's going to happen now. Now it's going to happen. And one of them's going to go here. Almost Fletcher. Senex almost caught him with the Uchimata. He's going to go into the arm here. Now is he going to go for the strangle? Referee stood them up too early again. Didn't give it time to build. And, well, the referees have a request that they let contests build, let the techniques build. Going to have to leave that alone now. One more of those and he'll get a third penalty for it. Just false attack. Oh my goodness me. Now then, what happened there? That was a score, was it? I thought that was a score. That was right on the buzzer, that.
They've given it now.
Yeah, it was right on the buzzer, wasn't it? And he switched that. That was brilliant change of direction from Fletcher. Senex realises he made a mistake. It was absolutely on the buzzer. Just goes to show, doesn't it? I mean, that was really there was no seconds left there, but it wasn't overtime. Bronze medal for Ben Fletcher and Ireland. So the world number 4 goes over right on the bell there. It was a really committed technique from Senex, but what happened was he went for the Tanio Toshi, and what a change of direction there from Fletcher. Fletcher changes direction, drives off the back leg. Have a look at the legs, how they change direction. Probably lost a little bit of contact with the hands, but he actually controlled the head down there, didn't he? Controlled the head and actually dictated the direction of the technique. And I think that if you can do at least one of those things, look at him direct. Head pushes in the direction he wants to go. He directs his opponent's head as well. It was right on the bell. That doesn't make any difference. The clock goes 1 and there's still 1 second there. And just as it goes to 0 there, he scores an ippon. What a timely ippon that was.
So Senex attacks with a second left to go, so the counter is part of that attack, so it was within time. Well caught by our cameraman there.
It was, you could just, I mean, very exciting watching the seconds tick away.
We come now to the final of the under 100 kilo category. Arman Adamian of Russia faces Zelmin Kotsoyev of Azerbaijan. It'll be Adamian in the white judogi, Kotsoyev in blue, and the referee in the middle for this one is Marius Gebrian of Romania.
Just 19 years of age, Kotsoev of Azerbaijan. Admian of Russia has been on good form, but Kotsoev as well has been on good form. It's been a good run through. He was the winner over Fletcher in the quarterfinals. And he actually beat the other Russian, Ilyasov, in the semi-final to get to this final position. This man here, Admian of Russia, has got to try and win the gold medal, obviously, but they'll both be going hard at it to try and do that. What do you think? Time? Should be a good one.
Kotsoev is new here, and Adamian is not one of the top 100 kilo players for Russia. This could be a nice and open.
Well, I think we're going to see this decided on some kind of Kosodo. They're both opposite stance, so they'll be looking for the sleeve, and that's why they were given a penalty there. They've been told that they basically got to grip up. 2 hands on, get on with it. Adamian, oh, he's got it.
He's called Mate.
Oh, well, he called Mate there, and he wasn't very happy there. Adamian there just said that was a little bit out of order. Yeah, that wasn't very good. Across the face, it's got to go around the neck. 2 types of strangle that we can apply. One of them is a naked one, just not using any material, and the other one you can apply pressure with the material.
Yeah, I suppose Hadaka Jimmy, the most famous of the naked chokes when we apply the Japanese terminology, and then I suppose one of the Juji Jimmies, whichever, Nami or Gayaku, whichever one you like.
Yeah, and like I say, a lot of them now are applied with jacket, because often when somebody turns in for a technique, the jacket's already halfway there, so kind of presents itself.
Half the contest gone. No one has scored yet. Both fighters are reasonably aggressive. They've picked up a penalty apiece. Good state for the contest to be in at the halfway point.
Absolutely even. Still think it's going to go over the other flank here. They might both get a penalty here. Well, that's unusual. Normally it's just tie the belt up in a knot, and the referee getting them to really adjust their dress. Normally it's not required to just tie up every time, otherwise they would be playing for. So they both get a second penalty. That just leaves it a little bit open now. Possibility that if they don't do something now, that there is the possibility of a double Hansogamaki, but we don't want to see that. Of course we don't. So they should now kick off and start to attack.
Well, it's Adamian's turn to attempt the shimiwaza. He doesn't waste any time in making sure that it goes across the face either. No, give him some back.
It's almost like, well, this is what you want to do, then we'll both give it. He went out there almost at Adamian. Ezio Gamba won't be pleased about this if his fighter doesn't give it 100%. Now what's going to happen? Oh, it's going to be a score. Kotiev gets the score.
With 40 seconds left on the clock.
Yeah, 40 seconds left, and well, he's left it as if it's an ippon there. Has he scored the ippon for that?
Not for me, no.
I don't think it was. Big, massive Surigoshi. Look at the arm there. Talk about direction hand. Well, that's a direction hand working in a totally different way. Well, it wasn't an ippon for me.
I can't remember seeing what Marius Gebrian gave. I'm sure he gave Wazari.
He did give a Wazari there. It's still got to go on. This isn't finished. 40 seconds left. Adamian will come at it now. And you can see here, look what's happening with the belt there. He gave them first chance to do that, and they're doing it all the time now. He's going to go for it again. Oh, and he gets a second one. Wazzetti Ippon. And straight in for the attack for the second one there. He knew that he could throw him with it, and he went for it again.
Well, you said that he was going to come at him, and Kotsoiev must have been expecting it.
Lack of experience there, just a little bit. Adamian just showed that you've got to stay really quite calm, and really it was a very unusual Surigoshi there. I have seen elbow up, of course. We see a lot of uchimatas and big techniques from the belt. Surigoshis happening with the elbow up in the air, but not quite to that degree. And when we have a look at it, you'll see. Talk about direction hand, because I always teach direction hand with an elbow down, but a lot of my techniques are done with elbow down. This one is with the elbow up. Have a look at this. Look, he's not stopping there. He did not stop, not for 1 second. Talk about drive and determination. He just drove off the back leg there. He had really good control of the back, and he made sure that he put his opponent where he wanted him. And this is what I can't understand here. He got up as if he'd already won the contest, and actually the Russian just stayed there as if he'd, well, lost it. He had 40 seconds still to go.
Yeah, slightly unusual finish to that one.
Well, now we have the medal ceremony of the women's under 78 kilos category just to happen, but one more last look at that unusual way of performing Surigoshi. I won't say it's unusual, more just very, what's the word I'm looking for?
Unorthodox.
Unorthodox is the word.
We come now to the awarding ceremony for the women in the under 78 kilo category. The first of the bronze medals goes to Nergiana Nikiforova of Russia. Second of the bronze medals goes to Natalie Powell of Great Britain. Silver medal goes to Anastasia Turchin of Ukraine. medal goes to Laureana Kuka of Kosovo.
Yet another medal for Natalie Powell of Great Britain. Nikiforova, good performance from her, but credit to this lady here, Laureana Kuka of Kosovo. That change of direction, Ouchigari, well, just put an end to what's been a terrific day for her. Upright judo, good stance, looked very, very confident, and in the end, that change of direction, won her the gold medal.
Now the national anthem of Kosovo. Nikiforova and Powell were the bronze medalists. Turchin is directing the medalists as to what to do next. Hold them up, smile and show them off. Powell doesn't really need any instruction. Well, maybe Kuka, who is new to the whole thing, does. She took the gold medal.
Big smile from Natalie Powell. Happy family back home, I know that for sure.
We come now to the first of the bronze medal contests in the plus 78 kilo category. Lulia Lyanichenko of Russia faces Galina Tarasova of Ukraine. It's Lyanichenko in the white judogi, Tarasova in blue, and the referee in the middle for this one is Vladimir Nutsubidze of Georgia.
Well, they haven't fought each other before, these two, so this will be something new for these. Get a medal here. Tarasova, of course, she's been here at roundabout before. Tarasova, world rank 35. Lyanichenko of Russia has no world ranking at senior level. So Lyanichenko is in white here, Tarasova in blue. Drop Senex, Tarasova has to get rotation when she does the Senex, has to make sure that she breaks her opponent's balance. Tarasova losing in the semi-final. She came straight down for this bronze medal match. Lyanichenko had to fight Tsai of Chinese Taipei to qualify for this bronze medal match. Flirting with the edge here, both these ladies, and Just a poor attack on the edge there. Lianachenko. Just a quick look at the clock. Long way to go now, though.
Razudin Magomedov is the coach in the chair for the Russians. He's been given an extremely tough task of lifting the level and the performance of the women's team. It takes a while, you know, when you get handed a job like that to really come up with results. They've got such incredible results from the men's team. But really, you know, it's going to take a while to get anywhere near.
Well, it is, and we've seen him a little bit dishevelled and frustrated, haven't we? But anyway,
well, he was a winner. He was on the mat. He was a winner. So it's a difficult thing to say. Come and get a feeling for what it's like to be on the other side.
First penalty, Lianachenko. Tarasova has one as well. Good see, Nagy. There, it's right the way underneath there. Tarasova, nothing wrong with that. Just over halfway in this contest. Plus 78 kilograms. So we're into the heavyweight ladies and the heavyweight men's categories now. Two last categories. Oh, that's it. What a great Yokoguruma, wasn't it? What a beautiful technique that was. Tarasova there absolutely buries the Russian. Lianachenko couldn't stop it. Full rotation.
We're not going to try and con you here. It wasn't, you know, the best contest I've ever seen. But that single piece of judo there was terrific.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, that's going to be on the highlights reel.
Yeah.
I'd like to pull off Yoko Sutemi was like that. Everything was right about that.
Wow, it was. It was almost Yoko Wakari. We'll have a look at it, see how it comes out.
I think that she's got to be the number 4 in Ukraine.
Have a look how she steps across here. Yeah, beautifully done. Absolutely. Beautifully executed. Starts in, goes out. Catches her around the waist. And look how she steps through there. Classical. That was... Well, it could have been the kata. It really could. Beautiful rotation.
Number 3, sorry, she is. Beg your pardon.
And a well-deserved bronze medal there.
I was selling her short. It's a second mistake I've made this afternoon. I apologise for hearing earlier on and referring to Ben Fletcher from Great Britain. He represents Ireland. So
of course he does.
Thanks very much for letting me know that.
Did somebody let you know?
Yeah.
Of course they did.
That was nice. That's actually a really good shot there. And Neil was talking earlier on about the hands. She never lets go, follows the opponent right down onto her back. Nice control at the end. Alina Tarasova of Ukraine, that will push her up the ranking. She's behind Svetlana Yeromka and their number 1 Yelisaveta Kalanina. That's who I think they'll send out there. Right, we come to the second of the bronze medal contests in the plus 78 kilo category. Kamila Berlikash of Kazakhstan faces Anna Gushina of Russia. It's Berlikash in the white judogi, Gushina in blue. And the referee in the middle for this one is Veli-Matti Karinkanta of Finland.
Very concentrated, as always. Karinkanta refereeing this match, and I want to see the all-out attacking judo. I know he will. Berlikash wearing white here. Gushina of Russia in blue. Second chance for a Russian medal in this heavyweight division. Uchimata! Ooh, and the crowd were up for it as well. The crowd liked it.
This is the warm-up for the final, because there's a Turkish fighter in the final, so...
Well, that'll be interesting, won't it?
Edge of their seats.
Well, what we want to see is good out attacking judo, both fighters gripping up, trying to throw for Ippon. Left to right again, just look at the W effect of the feet there, and normally that's the opposite stance. Left foot forward there for the left-handed fighter, right foot forward for the right-handed fighter.
The W effect, you heard it here first.
The W effect.
That's a good one, Neil. The W effect. Perfect explanation as to how it looks.
Yes. Well, it's looking at shape, isn't it? If you get a right to right, and the same foot is presenting itself, but here it's the opposite.
Berlikash picked up a penalty for passivity there. 2.5 minutes left to go.
Matter again there. Gushina trying hard, but gets taken over. Berlikash try to get that leg out. If it's still progressive, the referee will allow it to carry on. And he does give them time. You can see inexperienced referees don't give it enough time for development and to let the process of building a technique happen. So that's what we want to see. Well, I thought that was a score, actually. I mean, she does get the score. Gushina does get the score for it. So it's Ko Uchigari to take her over onto a side, and Gushina gets the Wazari for it. Uchimata again there, Gushina.
Just a little bit slow to react to the possibility for the Koji on the way down. It's asking a lot, isn't it? I know they don't move as quickly as the lighter weights, but it was there.
Certainly Gushina seems to be the one initiating the techniques here. Berlikash waiting for the counter. And that's exactly what happens there, but a back hit the ground first. Any kind of counter where your back hits the ground first and it doesn't count for you, you've got to make sure you get rotation. That's what was so good about having a look at that last technique that we saw for the other bronze medal match, although that was a direct attack. Well, they want the score for it, but they don't understand the rule.
Yeah.
45 seconds to go then. Good direction hand there. Gushina just dominating the inside of that jacket. Now she comes to the outside. Tries it again there, Velikash. Well, was Ippon given? I thought she lost control with the arms, actually. That was my feeling on that. I thought that certainly Velikash looked for the counter and Gushina changed the direction, but seemed to lose control with the arms. I didn't think it was a score.
Yeah, I think
it wasn't enough.
Yeah, it's Velikash who's going to the ground as a result of her attempt to throw Gushina, as opposed to Gushina either initiated it or taking it over. Yeah, and they agree with you, Neil.
They did agree with me. They must have heard me, eh? Yeah. They must have heard me.
And we continue. We've got 20 odd seconds left to go.
So now really going for it. You've got to say that. Gushina just holding out there. That Wazari that she scored was enough to win her this bronze medal.
Well, they may have lost out in the first of the bronze medal contest, but Russia come back to take bronze with Anna Gushina overcoming Kamila Velikash of Kazakhstan. Stay with us, we'll bring you some highlights and then we'll be back with the final of the plus 78 kilo category.
So a couple of not controversial scores here, but there are things that happened that probably the crowd weren't quite sure of. We'll try and point that out. Here's the Kouchi that definitely scored. It started with blue, just starting with the Uchimata, then she went on to the Kouchi, and of course all the way through the match Velikash was trying to counter, but she definitely lands on her own back there. The one initiating the technique is the one that gets the score as long as they maintain control. So that one is the Wazari that really scored, and this is the counter here that a lot of people thought Velikash should have got, but she dropped on her own back. Have a look at it. Her back hits the ground first, and if your back hits the ground first and you use the mat in order to get lift for the technique, it cannot be your score. So good refereeing, and in the end the right person won. Gushina of Russia gets the bronze.
Well, we come now to the final of the plus 78 kilo category. Larissa Çelik of Bosnia-Herzegovina faces Sebil Akbulut of Turkey. It'll be Çelik in the white judogi, Akbulut in blue, and just listen to the crowd when she comes in. The referee in the middle for this one is Cho Min-sun of the Republic of Korea.
Yeah, they're going to be, it's just livened up in here. It's gone up about 4 octaves, and quite rightly so too. Chance of a gold here for Turkey. Could it happen? But she's got her work cut out against Larissa Çelik of Bosnia, because she is the world number 3 at the moment. Ming Sun Cho of Korea, refereeing, former world and Olympic champion, out there in the middle officiating this match. So she's done a little bit herself, that lady there.
Çelik could be that little bit too experienced and a little bit too solid for Akbulut.
I think she is, and very experienced. She'll be looking for the transition to ground. Wins a lot of her contests on the ground. Good start there. Akbulut, Makikomi, and didn't quite get the rotation.
Favourite heavyweight technique.
It was a good win in the semi-final, wasn't it, for Akbulut against Tarasova of the Ukraine. Guaranteeing at least a medal. Really starting to get behind their fighter. There we see it. Great support for Akbulut. Look at them up there. T-shirts give it away, don't they? And the flags. There's the strangle. This is how I thought it might go. Now, looking for the shimiwaza, turns it into the hold down, and Akbulut there just manages to turn out. Just fingertip situation there, and just manages to avoid the Newaza situation. So she breathes again. And she's not giving up on this, is she? She's given as good as she's getting here. Plenty of support there. Uchigari! That's going to be a Wazari! Akbulut goes into the lead there at the halfway mark of this contest.
Sold it to her as well. Cherik fell for that.
Wow, wouldn't this be something? Especially coming into this as, well, she certainly wasn't favourite when she was coming into this. But look at this, Uchigari there. She pulled her forward. Talk about action-reaction. That's what she got. Now dominating the sleeve. Cherik wants to go over the top. Now, she went against the arm there. That could possibly be Azokamaki there, because you're not allowed to fall onto the arm. You're not allowed to apply an arm lock going into a technique. And this could possibly be, referee supervisors will have a look at that. And the referee has stopped the contest.
Okay.
Oh my goodness, she was very lucky to get away with that. She was. You cannot apply an arm lock while you're throwing. And now she goes to work, coming up to the 1 minute mark. That's going to be a penalty. She has to take her with her. She has to do it from a grip. Quite rightly so too. Gets a Shido for flop and drop. False attack. Cherik now goes right-handed. Needs a score on the board. 2 feet out. Well, I thought that was Shido situation there for Cherik. She gets the Shido. 2 feet outside the area is automatic penalty. They know it as well. These athletes know it. There's no good flirting with the area, because you will come unstuck. Flirting, that was your word, wasn't it, yesterday?
Stuck. Half a minute left to go.
Well, this place is absolutely going to erupt if they get a gold medal with Akbulut. They are cheering her along here, and 20 seconds she's got to hold off. Cherik comes forwards. Dominates the grip here. Akbulut needs to keep the grip. She just needs to block.
That's
she takes it
now.
down. Look at that. 7 seconds left on the clock. Cheric comes forward.
She's burned the Shido because she can. She knows it's not the way to celebrate, but she knew she could burn a Shido. She said, I'm out of here.
1 second on the clock and she has done enough. And that was a really good win. It really was a terrific win. It was attacking judo. They were both going for it. And, well, Turkey have a gold medal. She was world ranked 138 coming into this against Cheric, who was world ranked 3, and that world ranking will change substantially. Big points.
Complete and total outsider. Sabila Akbulut of Turkey. Well, she gives Turkey their second gold medal after Al Bayrak yesterday. Not sure which one raised the bigger cheer, to be honest.
That was terrific. It was. You know, their crowd were right behind her. Change of direction, pulls her on, doesn't she? And you were right. She sold it to her, and Cheric just followed. Then the change of direction for the Ouchigari there. Look how she pulls her on. Change of direction, drives off the back leg. She had the sleeves and takes Cheric onto her side for the Wazari.
Cheric goes exactly where Akbulut wanted her to be in order for her to carry out that technique. She stepped into it. It's like when you're practicing kata, isn't it? You need your partner to be walking forward or walking backward for certain things, and she just did exactly that.
Big celebrations there.
Party time.
Yeah.
I told you.
Yeah. I told you I was going to do that.
This one's for you, Mum. We come now to the awarding ceremony for the men in the under 100 kilo category. Medals are being presented by IGF refereeing supervisor, Mr. Alexander Yatskovich. The bronze medals go first of all to Benjamin Fletcher of Ireland. There's a bronze medal for Lagvasuren Otganbatar of Mongolia. The silver medal goes to Amran Adamian of Russia. The gold medal goes to Zemlin Kotsariev of Azerbaijan.
Yeah, good result for him. 2 good scores. Finished the contest and he was dominant all the way through, I have to say that. 2 different types of score. This very unusual way of operating, but talk about commitment. Look how he goes right the way down to the ground there for the Surigoshi that takes his opponent onto his side, gets the score.
Well, I'm going to tell you early on, no one's going to overtake Kosovo now in the medal table. We've got one more final to come. It's Iran or Russia, and Iran haven't had a gold medal yet. Russia have got 1. They can only finish with 2. Kosovo are going to top the medal table. What a thing!
3 golds and a silver medal.
Yeah.
Wow.
Great tournament, best ever. And now the national anthem of Azerbaijan. Fletcher and Lagvasurin were the bronze medalists. Damian took the silver, and it was Kotsoiev who came away with the gold medal. We've got one more weight category to bring you. It's the plus 100 kilo category, and we're going to start with the first of the bronze medals in the plus 100 kilo category. It's Andy Granda of Cuba. He faces Bekbolot Toktoganov of Kyrgyzstan. It'll be Granda in the white judogi, Toktoganov in blue, and the referee in the middle for this one will be Amano Akiko of Japan. Here's Neil.
I think that's what's made this really interesting is this competition is that we've seen some different matchups, ones that we don't see, because quite often we get a situation where top fighters are against each other. They have head-to-heads on a regular basis. We had Kayla Harrison and Aguiar of Brazil. I think they fought each other something like 16 times on one Olympic build-up, which is amazing, really, when you think about it. But we've seen some different ones here, which makes it quite exciting. You don't quite know what's going to happen. Andy Granda of Cuba here, world ranked 191, so I mean he's relatively new. Tognov here of Kyrgyzstan. Again, he's just out here at 65, world ranked 65. They haven't met each other before, so anything can happen.
It promises to be a good final block for the plus 100 kilo category fighters. We've seen some nice action in the plus 78 kilo category. It's not always that way. We saw a nice technique in one of the bronze medal matches, and then we saw a good final where the Turkish fighter came out ahead of Larissa Cherik, who went in there as the favourite. So it's been a good final block for the heavyweights. Let's see what happens here.
Looking for the sleeve here, Granda. Got a couple of penalties for dominating the sleeve without attacking in the earlier rounds. So let's hope he goes in. Not always easy to rotate, of course, when you've got some of the Azerbaijan, Kyrgyzstan, Uzbekistan fighters that have just the most unbelievable power. You can't just rotate in. 2 Shidos given there for not attacking, so they will have to do something. Shidos, remember, are those little yellow flags you can see there. They're penalties given. 3 penalties means you lose the match. And that's going to be a score, is it? He almost did, and well, referee was right there. She could see exactly what made contact, and she didn't give a score, and we trust her implicitly. Keeps taking that hand off there, Toganov. Haven't really seen either one of these committing to a major technique. So far, all grips. Oh, now we have, look, Wazari, change of direction, wasn't it? Came in for the Sorisore Komigoshi off the sleeve and changed. So he comes in right. Watch how he pops off to the left there, and he grabs the arm for the Sienagi. So what a combination that was.
Unique.
Oh, and that finishes it. It's all over. Ochigari driving. That was a thudding Ochigari there from Granda. And he just takes Toganov right the way, flat on his back, absolutely. No doubting that one.
Lightest competitor in the weight category, by the way, Andy Granda.
Trying to think where I'd seen him. Of course, we saw him in the World Open tournament, didn't we? Andy Granda. He was in the World Open tournament and giving a lot of weight away to some of the big guys in there. And he got all the way to the semi-final.
We'll have a look at some highlights and then we'll be back with the second of the bronze medal contests.
Well, that was really terrific performance there from Granda. Ouchi Gary driving Ouchi. Look at the control there with that arm on the back as well. It's almost like he says, you're going down there, and he wasn't going to let him get away. He really wasn't. Most of his back hit the ground there. Tontoganov knew that he couldn't stop it. It was everything. It had all the ingredients, and that was really a brilliant example, actually, of the new interpretation of the Ippon. Both hands coming to use there. The direction hand and the control hand. The control hand I call the sleeve hand, because that's what really controls. And the, well, that lapel hand there, which was the hand over the back, he just drove him down with it.
We come now to the second of the bronze medal contests in the plus 100 kilo category. Kim Sung-min of the Republic of Korea faces Jonas Inocencio of Brazil. It'll be Kim in the white judogi, Inocencio in blue. And the referee in the middle for this one will be Yevgeny Rakinin of Russia.
Well, yet another Brazilian heavyweight. They seem to have quite a few of them, don't they? They have, they keep producing them. And of course, Kim Sung-min has been here so often now. Let's hope that he comes out here with an open mind and we see an open match here. Should be interesting. Just one more match after this. Majub of Iran against Inel Tasoyev of Russia, which looks like it's going to be a good old final, doesn't it? Kim in white, Inocencio in blue.
Years old now, Kim Sung-min.
Yeah, he has been around a lot. He's been all the way through the Teddy Riner era, hasn't he? And at one stage, you know, we were just dying to see him match up with him, but it never quite came off. Always seemed to fold when he fought Teddy Riner. His world ranking just dropped down to number 10. He was world number 2 at one stage. So a Shido apiece, and hopefully that will just initiate them to grip up, encourage them to grip up.
8 times he went head to head with Teddy Riner. Unfortunately for the South Korean, 8 losses.
That's incredible, isn't it, really? You know, but
always in a semi-final or final.
You really would know that somebody's got your number
by then.
So a second penalty is going to go here now. Did it go both ways? It didn't. It just went to Inocencio. So Inocencio will have to grip up and attack. He's just breaking off the grips at the moment, and you can see here Kim trying to get that big arm over. Well, I can see this just going another Shido apiece. That was a false attack. They had no rotation on it whatsoever, and he's left it.
Kim picks up the penalty for passivity, just sitting back a little bit.
Yeah, picks up the penalty, and now it's 2 apiece. If they happen to both get disqualified for passivity here now, if neither one of them did anything, then no bronze medal would be given. Oh, that's it. That's going to be it. That was a score, surely. I would have said, did he fall on his backside or was it on his side? Well, that's an interesting one. Video referee, just to see how he landed. Well, he obviously didn't land on his side there. Thank goodness for video referee. Don't always get the best angle, do we? And that is going to be it. Ippon, Sotomakikomi and Kim of Korea gets the bronze medal, and that was, well, he was looking for it all the time. The first time, I think he actually got 2 hands on, and then he lets go with one and does the Sotomakikomi.
He looks completely relieved, does Kim Sung-min. There's a good reason for that as well. It's going to be his first time in the #1 spot on the IJF Judo World Tour since October 2015, when he won the Grand Slam back in Abu Dhabi, 2015. So
on the #3 slot.
On the
on the bronze medal slot. Yeah.
Yes.
No, but the first time on the rostrum for a bit, isn't it? Yeah, absolutely.
Well, no, he's on the rostrum. I beg your pardon. He's been, but he's been struggling for results.
Yeah, that's without a doubt. But I think you're right, you know, latter part of his career, he's got another, I mean, it's a longer haul, isn't it? Still 2 years to qualification for the Olympic Games. And I've got to say, I felt that on my 3rd time for Olympics. It was a long fight to get there. There's the Sotomakikomi, and couldn't get off that one, could he there? Gets the rotation there, everything's driving, and then the rotation. Look at the control on the sleeves. He knew that he'd got it. I think it was Haruo Makikomi, wasn't it? But either way, Makikomi wins 3rd place and yet another medal for Kim of Korea.
Well, we come to the final contest of the day, the final contest of the competition, and the final of the plus 100 kilo category. Javad Majoub of Iran faces Inal Tasoyev of Russia. It'll be Majoub in the white judogi, Tasoyev in blue. They give them the responsibility for the last contest of the day then. The referee in the middle for this one will be Vladimir Nutsubidze of Georgia.
Well, just to give you a little bit of a build-up here, Majoub, certainly one of the most exciting heavyweight prospects that we've got at the moment. And don't look at the world rankings for this one. Saying that, but also Tasoyev as well. The Russians looking for a heavyweight, top draw heavyweight, and Tsev certainly on today's performance looking to have all the ingredients. But Majub, he has been incredible the last two tournaments that we've seen him. He has almost middleweight judo. He has a Senex to kill for because he comes up off the ground when he does it. He has massive pickups as well. He had an incredible match last week in Georgia, and just he went 3 scores up almost, didn't he? And then lost on the ground. But you know, that was just a bit of lack of experience, I think. But he's very exciting, this man. So watch out for it, because I think we're going to see some action.
Only once today did Tsev have to go the distance. He came back from a Wazari down to tie things up with Kim Sung-min, take him into the golden squad, where he threw him for Ippon, and it's Tsev who attacks first.
Yeah, that's Yoko Toshi there. Just he has Majub going straight away. Majub goes for the Ouchi and nearly gets countered. Well, I said we're going to see some action here. Oh, massive hip technique. Wow. Wow, what a great start there. Tsev there looking dangerous with the Uranagi counter. But Majub still wants to go in. Normally it kind of scares. Senex! Wow, what a start. Just 40 seconds into this contest, we've had 5 attacks, and that's what we want to see. Well, I'll be absolutely amazed if we don't get a score in this fight. I'd say this though, Tsev just waiting for the counter, so he'll have to start initiating. There's the other Senex again, like lightning for that Senex there, Majub. Don't forget, these are heavyweights. Tsev fires back.
He's the current junior European and current junior world champion, Tsev. So he's got a little bit of pedigree there as a junior anyway.
Yeah, but it's just the prospect of it, you know, and he looks, you know, the business, doesn't he? You know, he's coming out here.
Champion in the making.
Yeah, well, all the techniques look as if they're going to score. Same with Majub.
Majub, for me, if the contest goes longer. Yeah,
I agree with
too.
you there. Just looking at Tsev there, he's breathing quite heavy. They're only halfway through the contest. And one penalty up to Tsev, because Tsev is the one that's blocking the gripping.
He just wanted a break there, didn't he? Just take a little bit of a rest.
He did. And so a little bit of a telltale there that conditioning, his condition probably not what it should be.
Majub, 26 years old, a little bit more experience, possibly prepared to take, you know, longer over this.
I still think it's going to be the Senex that's going to score, actually. And he's doing it again here to Tsev, because it's definitely Majub that's trying to grip up. Now Majub has the sleeve. This is where it's going to happen. Tsev will look for the counter. Watch for the Senex, because he's just setting him up for it there. He'll have to go in fast and strong.
They could both be passive here.
So both get a penalty. 2 now up for Tsev. Majub gets 1.
Oh, not there.
Well, there was no rotation there, and you've got to say, well, was that where it's going to get it?
Yeah.
He gets the Shido for it.
And that's a bit, so he's got no choice. Had to give a false attack penalty there. Oh, almost
nice.
Got him with a koji there.
Yeah, that was a nice change of direction. Senex again, Majub. Gets the rotation this time.
Too far away.
Yeah, but you know, at least it was a proper Damanagi. Yeah. Now goes for the arm. Majub, can he do it? Well, he's on the arm this time, and there was intention there behind it, you know, as well. You could see it.
13 seconds left to go.
Oh, good sportsmanship from the two of them there as well. It's just a good old hard fight. Nothing wrong with that. You know, it's judo. 13 seconds left of the first 4 minutes. What a contest. Good contest.
As I said, Tasoyev has been into the golden score period once today.
Well, I've got to say that out of all of the Russians that I've seen of late, Tasoyev is definitely the best one that I've seen.
Yeah, you're right. I agree with that. He's promising.
Yeah, really, absolutely the best one. I mean, I would be sending him to the Europeans and everywhere else I would.
Majub is making his way back to the tatami now. Almost had the arm there. Mr. Nutsubidze just wants Majub to tidy up a little bit better, and Majub quite cleverly waiting until he got back to the middle to do it all.
Yes, the long way back we call it, don't we? The long way home. Just a few deep breaths. He's going to go for the Senex again. Right on the bell, that was. Great attack on the bell. Golden score. This is when you don't mind golden score, isn't it? I mean, because it's great attacking judo. It's really good stuff. Belt. Oh, he has the belt. Now has it landed in the hold down. Just manages to turn out. That was sacrifice, wasn't it?
And Majub, having been caught last week on the ground, misses out his chance to take advantage of Tasoyev's little slip there. He's got to come off the mat for a second time.
Something's bleeding. I think his nose is bleeding now. He won't get too many chances here. There's only 2 chances that you get, and then of course now they're going to have to try and get rid of the blood on the mat. It would be a tragic way to lose a major match if you can't stop the blood flow. Then the contest goes to the other person, but let's hope it doesn't happen here.
Well, we can tell you quickly just how much Javad Majub wants to get back home to Iran, because during this little trip when he's been competing in Tbilisi last week and here in Antalya, his wife gave birth to their first child. So he's got a little girl waiting at home for him that he hasn't seen yet, so he's in a hurry to get this one over and done with.
What a great motivation. Well, there was the Sumigaeshi that nearly dropped him in trouble there. He nearly fell into the hold down. It was very, very close. Catches the belt. Had to go in straight away. He did. And then he almost lands. Didn't get the direction to the Sumigaeshi, and that was the problem. Any sacrifice, you've got to get direction and you've got to have control. This is their last time to plug the nose of Majub. And there, very happy Turkish crowd.
Right, things appear to have been patched up. Majub again makes his way back to the tatami. No great deal of urgency is there. Just strolls back. And we're underway again. In the golden score, 14 seconds so far. Here we go.
Well, sometimes because he will have had that nose really plugged, which means he'll be breathing only through his mouth. And that makes it difficult, because sometimes you hyperventilate out there when you can't breathe properly, especially at this stage. Oh, Yoko Otoshi again there.
Well, you see what Tasoyev's thinking is. Get some attacks in.
Yeah, quite right. And but look at that. Majub goes in for one. And this is a situation where golden score can go on and on and on. What a good contest this is. It really is. Majub wants it, Taseyev wants it. There's another Sianagi! Almost counters him backwards, but manages not to go on his side there. So now Majub. This is how we want to see the events ending. Sorisura Komigoshi.
See, the rest has benefited Taseyev because he's just able to hold Majub off. But now those last 3-4 attacks from the Iranian has just put some pressure on him.
Yeah, well, Taseyev tries an Uchimata there as well at this stage. Yeah, absolutely. This stage of the competition, terrific stuff. Kouchi again there from Majub. Change of direction. Really hope that the referee doesn't step in here because this is great stuff.
It wasn't the best of attacks there from Taseyev, but maybe just enough to class as a strong enough attack, and he avoids picking up the penalty for a false attack. Round the waist now.
Ochigari, the Russian going for it. Taseyev! Oh, that was absolutely amazing because he really went for that, didn't he? Taseyev, at this stage of the fight, really went for it. The arms went round the back there. You knew somebody was going to go, and Majub went right the way over the top. That was amazing. 1 minute 50 into golden score, and Majub again has to be content with the silver medal. Just went away from him and in the end.
Well, obviously no one has told Taseyev about the story, Majub's story.
No,
if they did, he didn't have any sympathy with it. No fairy tale ending for Javad Majub, I'm afraid. 2 silver medals back to back for him. That's not going to be that bad when he looks back on the record, and he's had a successful trip, and now he can go home and greet his family. Terrific effort from Inal Taseyev. That
really was Inal Taseyev there, and well, Ezio Gamba, you really have a good one there, because that's the first time I've seen a real contender. I think he could really be developed. What age is he?
20.
Yeah, 20 years of age. Wow, what a performer. And you know, against Majub as well. Majub on great form. Just look at that. Ouchi started it off. He's round the waist there, and Ogoshi just takes Majub right the way over. Starts it with the Ouchi. Full commitment. He could have been flying himself here, but he changes the direction there. Hips go across, and he absolutely buries him to finish that contest off. Ouchi starts it, then the hips go through. Almost ukigoshi, wasn't it? But it was absolutely a terrific change of direction, and he takes Majub over for the Ippon, and that's the second tournament in succession that the heavyweights have finished off in style.
Only 20 years old, was celebrated his birthday a month or so ago. Taseyev, just 20. Nasty gash on his forehead there as well.
Well, he looks as if he's been in the wars just that little bit, doesn't he?
We come now to the awarding ceremony for the women in the plus 78 kilo category. The first of the bronze medals goes to Anna Gushina of Russia. And there's a bronze medal for Galina Tarasova of Ukraine. Came up with a really nice technique in her bronze medal contest. Silver medal goes to Larissa Cherik of Bosnia-Herzegovina. Came in here as the #1 seed today, but came unstuck in the final. But the gold medal goes to Sibila Akbulut of Turkey. What a win that was for the home crowd. Really lovely little ojigari from the Turkish fighter there, just about squeezing out a score. It was well executed, and it was enough to give her the gold medal, and the second gold medal for Turkey. Al Bayrak took the gold medal yesterday in the under 90 kilo category. They had 2 bronze medals as well, the Turkish. Vedat Al Bayrak took the gold, and there were bronze medals for Busra Katapoglu in the under 63 kilo category, and Guldana Centurk in the under 48 kilo category. And now the national anthem of Turkey. Gushina and Tarasova were the bronze medalists. Çelik took the silver, and the outsider Akbulut of Turkey took gold, much to the delight, understandably, of the home crowd. Now we're going to have some highlights before we come back with the awarding ceremony for the men in the plus 100 kilo category. Stay with us. Right, it looks as though we're ready for the awarding ceremony for the men in the plus 100 kilo category. Who's that down there, ready for the awarding ceremony? And there's Mohammed Derekshan, who is working for the International Judo Federation in Education and Coaching Commission. He's going to present the medals. And the first of the bronze medals goes to Kim Sung-min of the Republic of Korea. There's a bronze medal too for Andy Granda of Cuba. Incredibly entertaining he was today as well. So one of the, well, he is the lightest in the weight category. Javad Majoub of Iran collects his silver medal. What a performance he's had, not just today but over the last couple of weeks. He can go home to wife and baby now. But the gold medal goes to Inal Tasoyev of Russia. And could this be the heavyweight that the Russians have been looking for? Great performance from him. Neil.
Well, it certainly was an incredible finish, wasn't it? After 3 hard days of competition, we've had lots of great Ippon judo, and well, it's Kosovo that have come out top. 3 gold medals and 1 silver. Russia second in the medals with 2 golds, 2 silvers. Turkey 2 gold medals. Sweden 2 gold medals, and then Georgia, Azerbaijan, Austria, and Tajikistan, Portugal with 1 each. Some drama as well, and what a finish to this tournament with that gold medal for Taseyev of Russia. From Sheldon and I, until the next time, it's going to be goodbye for now, and we'll see you later.